I'm sure you followed that conversation. I think there was a lot of interest coming into this year about what they would do with the maturing debt and whether they would term out the debt ultimately. Some pushback there. I think the other thing coming into 25 everyone was focused on were the factors that would lead to higher yields, not lower yields. What's changed in the last month?
Well, I think they are facing the reality of the situation, which is terming out the debt is going to raise interest rates and create a financial tightening that they're not that interested in having in the circumstance, and particularly as they enter what is going to be pretty fraught negotiations about what the policy picture looks like with the extension of the tax cuts and the possible pay-fors that have to happen there. So they want to keep things calm as they possibly can, and, whether they lose a little credibility along the way, given their past comments, they're willing to take that to keep bond markets stable right now.
As an investor, how much of a lodestar can that be? That essentially if Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent cares about the 10-year, then everything's going to be just fine, and that can be your benchmark for how you invest going forward, that long-term rates aren't going to spike higher. How much is that sort of a base case that you can bake in?
Well, I think the main question is, how is he going to get lower rates? He talked about how rates had fallen each week of the new administration. The question is that happening from disinflation, which is what he was arguing, or is it actually happening from a repricing of growth conditions? Right? You talk about pay-fors that have to come with a TCJA extension. You talk about tariff increases. You talk about cuts, federal government cuts of employees and other spending. All of that is negative when it comes to nominal growth. That's why bond yields are falling. And that is, in many ways, not a good reason for bond yields to fall if you're trying to, support an economy.